There are powerful forces, local and global, that want Captain Ibrahim Traoré out of the picture. How else can you explain it? Warning. You don't know the reason why we decided to align with Russia. You don't know. We are fighting for the truth, for a good life, for our future, and for our families. So, if you think you are strong and brave, and you have sat down, made your inquiries, and want to do something to harm Ibrahim Traoré, you are dealing with all of Africa, and especially with the Russian military. You are dealing with us, Africans in the Russian military. I'm not afraid. That's why I'm making this video, to tell you to think twice. Any country, I repeat, any country that tries to blackmail any African nation must be prepared. You have to be prepared. Why do you want us to always suffer? You want Africans to always suffer bad schools, bad roads. But all of you every time want a good life. It's not going to happen anymore. Africans are wise. We stand by Ibrahim Traoré. Across the heart of Africa, a new voice rises, bold, fearless, and full of hope. A young soldier, not yet 40 years old, stands against centuries of oppression, corruption, and foreign control. His name is Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and this is his story, and the story of a continent ready to rise. Born into humble beginnings in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré grew up witnessing injustice, poverty, and broken promises. But he carried within him the dream of a better Africa, free, proud, and sovereign. As a young officer, Traoré's leadership was marked by discipline, compassion, and unwavering patriotism. He did not rise through betrayal or ambition, but through the will of the people who demanded a leader to stand with them, not above them. On September 30th, 2022, that call was answered. Captain Traoré led a historic movement, removing a government seen as failing its people, and vowed to build a new future, starting from the soil of Burkina Faso. In a world where alliances are shifting, African-Russian soldiers have emerged with a strong warning to the West: leave Africa alone. These soldiers, many trained in Russia and loyal to the vision of African sovereignty, have voiced their solidarity with Captain Traoré. They see him as a symbol of resistance and are ready to stand by him against external interference. Their message is clear. The age of neocolonialism is over. A new generation will not allow their leaders to be toppled for daring to dream of independence. Understanding the risks, Traoré faces special Russian military advisors have reportedly been deployed to ensure his security. This move is more than military support. It is symbolic of new alliances. Across Africa, leaders like Traoré are building bridges with nations willing to respect African sovereignty, not exploit it. For Traoré's survival is not just a personal matter. It is essential for the dreams of millions who see their future in him. Why would powerful nations fear one young captain from Burkina Faso? Because Traoré represents something more dangerous than weapons hope. Hope for a continent to control its own destiny, its own resources, its own narrative. By nationalizing key industries, standing against foreign military bases, and forging independent alliances, Traoré threatens the old systems of exploitation. The West's economic interests, from gold to uranium and political influence, are at risk. That is why, quietly but surely, efforts are underway to weaken, isolate, or remove him. Since taking power, Captain Traoré has survived numerous threats and coup attempts. Each time, it is not just the army that saves him, it is the people. From marketplaces to universities, from villages to cities, Burkina Faso's citizens have rallied to protect him. When whispers of betrayal emerge within the ranks, it is the youth farmers and workers who rise first, sending a clear message. Touch Traoré, and you touch the heart of Burkina Faso. Not everyone celebrates this new dawn. Old political elites, foreign agents, and corrupt generals all stand to lose, funded by external interests and fueled by personal greed. They scheme to reverse the revolution. But every plot against Traoré reveals a truth. This is not just about one man. It is about a people who have awakened and will not sleep again. In the face of Traoré's courage, many wonder about the African Union. Why the silence? Bound by political entanglements, debts, and fear of Western backlash, many AU leaders hesitate to support a true people's movement. But outside the halls of power, in the streets and fields of Africa, support for Traoré grows every day. While battles rage around him, Traoré works. In agriculture, he invests in farmers. In education, he builds schools. In infrastructure, he constructs roads and hospitals. Traoré understands that true freedom is built not just with words, but with action. He is sowing seeds of prosperity that will bloom for generations. For too long, Burkina Faso's wealth enriched others. Under Traoré, that era ends. He has nationalized key mines, ensuring that gold, manganese, and uranium serve his people first. This bold move angers foreign powers. But for the children of Burkina Faso, it means hope, opportunity, and pride. Across Africa, a name echoes Traoré. In Mali, Niger, Guinea, and beyond, young people chant his name alongside their own leaders, calling for unity, freedom, and a new Africa. What was once isolated resistance now grows into a continental movement, a Pan-African renaissance. Captain Ibrahim Traoré carries the dreams of millions. But can dreams survive the pressure of global power? The answer lies not in one man alone, but in the will of the African people. Every voice raised in solidarity, every hand building a better future, every spirit refusing to bow. This is how Traoré will be protected, not by weapons, but by a continent determined to rise. The story of Captain Ibrahim Traoré is still being written. But one thing is certain, Africa is awakening, and nothing, no empire, no power, no fear will ever stop it again. There was a buffalo soldier in the heart of America, stolen from Africa, brought to America, fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. There was a buffalo soldier who won the war for America. Welcome and greetings to all of you dear family, friends, and fellow Africans. I'm not a good singer, but I'm trying to relate this song, Buffalo Soldier by Bob Marley, to the current situation where black people like Mr. Michael Langley are fighting for America against their fellow brother, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. This time, we want our Buffalo soldiers to fight for Africa. Whether you are in Russia, America, or France, if you are black, make sure you fight for Africa, not others. We have fought for others for too long. We have helped others for too long. This is the time for Africans to come together, unite, and support one another. Kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard at the beginning of this video, a young Ghanaian, a Russian soldier, spoke about supporting Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Captain Traoré has brought Africans around the globe together to speak with one voice. As you heard, there are rumors, maybe true or not, that Russia has sent special military forces to protect Captain Traoré. This is a good thing, because we know Russia has been helping African freedom fighters since the fight for independence. We know who our friends and enemies are. Russia always stands with us. And Russia is one of the European countries that didn't colonize Africa. Russia pushed back against colonization. So if Russia is going to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré, we are with Russia. We say we are with Russia because if someone is going to help you, they are your best friend. But American black people like me are the ones who want to bring us back. We know where we came from, where Burkina Faso was. Right now, some are trying to accuse or disappoint Captain Ibrahim Traoré. No, we say no. We are going to stand with Captain Traoré. They have been trying to propagate the issue of Burkina Faso signing gold mine contracts with Russia. I think there's no problem, because what we want is investment. If there are countries that can come and invest with us, that's no problem. We want Africans to benefit from all sources. Now they're saying, we told you Captain is using God to protect himself. But what about other countries? Recently, Congo and the US are negotiating a contract for the US to access critical minerals to help Congo fight M23. But no one is talking about that. We keep silent. It's okay for the US to access gold and critical minerals from the Democratic Republic of Congo, but it's not okay for Russia to access minerals. Of course, Russia is not accessing them for free. Russia is doing business because we know Russia is not an exploiter. This time, we have grown and we know who is with us. We know who trained our freedom fighters. We know who helped our freedom fighters. Russia has helped many of our freedom fighters, and to show that the US has no shame toward Africans, even Mandela was labeled an international terrorist. Nelson Mandela, whom we all celebrate today, was named a terrorist. Listen, you've heard about Julius Malema. We all know him in our generation, Julius Malema, the president and commander-in-chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters. Elon Musk named him and wanted international organizations to recognize Julius Malema as an international criminal. Why? Because Malema has been speaking about the issue of land. So right now, we are saying to all Africans globally, whether you are working for Russia, like this young Ghanaian, or for America or France, because some of us are working for these powerful nations. They have trained us and taken us to join their armies when you are there. Make sure you understand your home. Don't fight against your home. If you destroy your home, no one will build it. So, if you are an American black person, a soldier, whether you came from Africa or were born there, make sure you protect the African continent. We are tired. What is your joy when you see young people suffering on the streets? Young people dying in the Mediterranean Sea. When you see us living in poverty while we have these resources, and yet today we have a leader who can lead us, unite us, and bring us together, and we are not supporting him. Who do we want to support? Who are we waiting to support? If we cannot support our good leaders, like Captain Traoré and many others, I know this time good leaders are coming. We need to protect our leaders. We need to support our leaders. Buffalo soldiers, now. We want to win the war for Africa, not for America or others. Make sure you fight for liberation, not just for survival. We are going to fight for liberation, for freedom, dignity, and for the unity of this continent. Kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, Africans around the globe are mobilizing, coming together to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré. We will share what Africans are doing around the world. We have seen in the UK, the African diaspora has been preparing, lying in wait and marching. In the US, in France, in Burkina Faso itself, and in Ghana, Africans are preparing to march and protest to show solidarity with Captain Ibrahim Traoré. But this is not enough. We need to move beyond this. We need to call for unity and for the collapsing of these borders. I've seen some young Ghanaians starting to move to Burkina Faso, crossing the border to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré and show solidarity. Because Captain Ibrahim Traoré is not just representing Burkina Faso, he is representing Africans. If you are African, you are represented by Captain Ibrahim Traoré. His vision for this continent is so big, and his mission is to awaken Africans. Right now, you see young Africans being awakened, and that is the task of Captain Traoré. After that, we want to unite. We have been talking about the Continental Free Trade Area and Agenda 2063. We cannot achieve those things if we are not united. We need to use this opportunity to make sure we come together, unite, and say, we are no longer going to be divided. It is better if we abolish these colonial borders. These borders have been undermining Africa. Right now, some Africans who want to go to Burkina Faso are restricted by these borders. If it was free for Africans to move from one place to another, Africans could go to Burkina Faso, support Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and then go back home. We want to show the world that we are one. We are Africans, and when difficult times come, we can stick together as a group, and no one will separate us. Kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you distribute the message of hope, peace, and love to all Africans so that we can support one another, not only Captain Ibrahim Traoré, but all of us helping each other. For many years, Africans have been manipulated and divided. This time we are saying no more division among us. Kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for your comments. I hope this message will be distributed to many Africans. Let us not be buffalo soldiers fighting for others. Let us be buffalo soldiers who will help this continent. That's all for now. See you next time. Stay in power. Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh yeah, you make Africa. Thank you, Africa.